Stephen Taylor and myself, Susan Schroeder, are going to bring you the action today. We've got 9 races, 52 horses, 22 trainers, all colts today. We had Filly Day yesterday and all colts today. And we'll be back with the post parade of the first right after this.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Ready? Hey, welcome back. A lovely day here in Canton. It's a little overcast. They say that there is rain coming later on in the day, but I think we'll be all done racing before that gets here. Just to give you a little rundown from yesterday, the Young Guns took over the track yesterday. Braden Rhodes leading the driver's standing with 4 wins, and Manny Miller with 2. And then Betty Clegg had 4 wins as a trainer on the day. Corey Deyermond had 2. So it was a good day yesterday. The fastest, we had 2 fast miles. The signature pace went in 2-1 and 2, as well as one of the divisions of the 3-year-old filly pace. So those were our fastest of the day yesterday. We just had a really nice rendition of the national anthem by Ann, who is the Stark County Sheep Ambassador, and she stopped. We're about 3/4 of the way up the grand, maybe 2/3 of the way up the grandstand, and she stopped to talk to us and said that yesterday she said she was so out of breath because they told her she's in the sheep barn, which is over to the left and in back of the grandstand. So she was in the sheep barn, and they said that they needed her to sing at the in the grandstand, so she ran all the way over here, and then she's waiting down at the bottom for somebody to hand her microphone, and they said, oh no, you've got to run up to the top of the grandstand. So she ran all the way up there, and then she wanted to take a breath, and they said, go sing. So she said she was so out of breath yesterday that she apologized for her rendition, but it was still great. I mean, anytime you get a live rendition of the national anthem, it's pretty special. She's been singing here since she was a little kid. Has always liked to sing and always does a lot of the pre-race presentations, the pre-judging. She's at the sheep show. As I said, she is the sheep ambassador here at Stark County. 9 races today. Our first race is the first of 3 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Trot.
Horsemen, you're all on the track. Bring them over to the first turn, please, for post parade.
So the horses are gathering up in the first turn. They had a concert here last night. Not sure how many people came for that concert, but the big bus that was here last night is gone, and a new bus comes in. Tonight's talent is Tucker Wetmore. He's a country music singer and songwriter. I have not heard any of his music, or not that I know of, but that's the music tonight.
All the horses are on the track for race number 1, 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Trotters, presented by CNC Stables Premium Training. 1 is Red All Over, Charlie Myrick in the sulky. 2, 314, Braden Rhodes. 3, SV Super Peter, Eric Miller. 4, Halstead, Manny Miller. 5, Vicky's All-Star, Darren Harvey. And the 6, Another Round, and Jimmy Smith $4,569 for trotter. Horses take one score and head to the gate.
Okay, we'll dive a little deeper into this first race. Red All Over, Charlie Myrick drives and trains for Richard Mayers from Wooster, Ohio. This is an Enterprise colt out of a Chip Chip Hooray mare, Chipped and Strawberry. 7 starts this year, 1 win. That was at Bucyrus in 2:05 and 3. 3:14, Make the Driver Braden Rhodes for Betty and Kimber Clegg. An Uncle Peter colt out of a Muscle Here mare, Sky Is Mine. This horse has a line to be announced. He raced on the 26th, so 2 days ago. 3:14 raced at Mount Gilead. Finished third, trotted in 2:7 and 1, came last quarter in 34 and 3, and his driver was Sam Widger. 3:14 is 9 for 14. First, seconds, or thirds this year, has already earned almost $14,000. Had a win at Lisbon in 2:17 and 3. The 3-horse SVS Super Peter, Eric Miller drives, Dee Houghton trains, and Deidre Houghton and Mark Walker are the owners. This is an Uncle Peter colt out of an Andover Hall mare. It's a $7,000 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale as a yearling. Last start out, had a really nice third place finish. Trotted in 2:6. Start before that up at Northfield in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Did finish back, but trotted in 2:3 and 1. Halstead from the 4-hole with Emmanuel Miller. Trainer Miles Woolham. Owner Robert Klein from Millersburg, Ohio. This is a Volstead colt out of a Possess the Will mare, Sand Will to Win. 5 starts on the year, 3 seconds. Has earned $6,200. 2 starts back at Northfield Park in the Buckeye Stallion Series. He finished 5th, but was placed 4th and trotted in 2-1 and 4 that night. Vicky's All-Star and Darren Harvey from the 5-hole. Darren also trains for Wayne Mast and Callum Racing. And In Range out of a Valley Victor mare, 5 for 7 this year. Had a win at Lisbon in 2:16. And the 6-horse, Jimmy Smith, takes the lines for another round. Miles Williams trains this one. Martin Willem and Bob Troyer are the owners. An In-Range colt out of a Conway Hall. 3 wins on the year, back-to-back wins, Jefferson, Mansfield, and Painesville. Let's send it up to Kenny Livingood for the call of the first race here at Stark County.
Behind the starting gate, here they come. They're off and trotting. SV Super Peter gets the first call of the afternoon. Red All Over down toward the inside. 3:14 will come out racing in third into turn number 1. 3 deep is another round racing outside of Vicky's All-Star and Halstead down toward the inside. But it's Eric Miller and SV Super Peter. The son of Uncle Peter out front, a length and a half. Red All Over is second. Another round on the outside, driving forward for Jimmy Smith. He's parked out, but going to challenge for the leader. 3:14 is back in fourth for Braden Rhodes early on. The 2 at the back are Halstead and Vicky's All-Star. Going up to the opening quarter, another round has taken over. The opening quarter 33 flat, trotted there by another round. The son of In Range has moved to the front. Back into second, SV Super Peter, Red All Over, trotting at the inside third. 3:14, unhurried fourth. Here's Halstead moving to the outside to try and go challenge that one's barn. Made another round up front, and the trailer at the back is Vicky's All-Star. Racing in front of the stands, Red All Over is pulling from third to come first up, flushed out there by Halstead, who's now second over as another round continues to lead. Red All Over blitzing up on the outside. These two are stride for stride with 1 lap to go. SV Super Peter inside of Halstead, then 3:14, and Vicky's All-Star 1:05 and 1 was the time for lap number 1. Another round inside and off stride. Another round just jumped it off. So Red All Over now has a clear lead by 2. Another round trying to get out of the way. SV Super Peter is next as they go up the back stretch. Halstead is on the outside, then 3:14, and Vicky's All-Star. Red All Over is now suddenly in front by 3, partially aided by that breaking another round. As up into second is Halstead. 1/4 of a mile to go. Red All Over and 1:36 flat is bracing for a challenge of Halstead. The other Miles Woolham trainee on the outside, now only 3/4 of a length behind. SV Super Peter third, Vicky's All-Star is fourth. Then comes 3:14. They come to the top of the lane, and there's a new leader, Halstead, drawing away now. Halstead by 2, putting away Red All Over at the top of the stretch. Halstead drawing clear, a 3-length leader into the final 50 yards. Halstead and Manny Miller. Red All Over is second, tight for third. That could go either SV Super Peter or Vicky's All-Star in 2:07 and 3.
Our opening mile of the day, the 2-year-old Colt Trot, 2:07 and 3. Halstead, your winner, trainer Miles Woolham. This is a Volstead colt out of a Possess the Will mare. Robert Klein from Millersburg, Ohio. The owner, Daniel Miller from Wisconsin, was the breeder. This colt has now gone earnings over his purchase price. He was purchased for $8,000 at the Buckeye Classic sale and now has about $8,500. I don't know if a lot of you could see it because it kind of happened. Some of it happened behind the big stage, but I thought Jimmy Smith did an excellent job. He was on top with red all over, was on the outside, and his horse made a break. And there was a little bit of a gap to the horse in back of him, but he actually, it looked like to me at least, he kept that horse running, actually pushed him a little bit to gallop just a little bit faster so he could get out to the outside and get out of everybody's way. It was a very good move by Jimmy Smith to make sure that there wasn't any problems, because if he would have taken up right away, he would have jammed everybody up that was behind him. So very good, safe move by Jimmy Smith. And here comes Halstead back to the winner's circle.
The 4 Halstead, owned by Robert Klein, trimmed by Miles Woolham. Manny Miller, the winning drive. 2-year-old big under by Volstead. And out of the Possess the Will mare, San Will to Win. Bred by Daniel Miller of Wisconsin. First career score for Halstead. Trophy presentation by the CNC Stables. Premium training. 4:15 is now official. Top down of the opener, red all over second. 3:14 was fifth. SV's Super Peter fourth, Halstead the winner. Vicky's All-Star third, another round sixth. 2-5-4, 1-3-6 on the bottom. 33, 105 and 1, 136, 207 and 3/5. Halstead the winner. Race 1 up next, race number 2, and there are a plethora of driver changes.
Okay, there are your results for race number 1. Race number 2 coming up is the first of 2 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Pace. We've got 7 in it. I'll give you the driver changes because we do have a lot. So the 1, A Dancing Flight, Chris Hirschberger will drive. The 4, Working Up a Lather, Braden Rhodes. The 5, Lather Rock, Rick Mapes will drive. And the 7, Catch the Killer, Darren Harvey. So those are your changes for the second. We'll get those to you again during the post parade. So let's take a short break, and then we'll be back to talk about the horses in this second race.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
History, tradition. For over 100 years, 2- and 3-year-old trotters and pacers have started their careers on the tracks of the Home Talent Colt Stakes. See the future stars of Ohio harness racing at one of the Home Talent's 15 tracks. The stars of tomorrow are racing at a track near you today. The Home Talent Colt Stakes. You can't win them if you aren't in them.
Welcome back to Canton. We're going to do a quick change on the graphics. So while we're talking about stuff, Stephen's going to make some changes. So trying to find our feed here on Facebook. Can't find it right now, but found out a little bit about the fair history here at the Stark County. The Stark County Ag Society was formed in 1850. And they had an inaugural fair, and it was held in downtown Canton, so right downtown. Obviously, they didn't have racehorses back then, but 1850 was the first fair. The first racetrack was built in 1866, so they did move this fairgrounds a couple of times. So they had a racetrack back in 1866. And then in 1893 and 1894, fires destroyed many of the buildings, so the fair was then moved to the current location where we are right now. And within 5 months after they moved here, they had the new fairgrounds had a new half-mile racetrack. So obviously they thought that racing was very important because that was one of the first things that they built on the new place. The first grandstand here was built in 1900, and then the grandstand that was here in 1900 burned down, so they put this present grandstand up in 1928. I'm thinking it has had quite a few renovations since then, because I don't think they had these aluminum bleachers back in 1928. But a lot of moving around for Canton, but they are here now, and we are pretty much right in town. So it's nice for the local people here. They can just walk right over to the fairgrounds. This grandstand holds about 4,000 people. So we sometimes think, oh, we don't have much of a crowd, but we do have a nice crowd. It's just that it's such a huge grandstand. So
keep bringing them out for race number 2, please. Race 2, bring them out.
So the second race is headed out. Patricia said, wow, I wish I would have had $10 on him. $15.40 for the win. I didn't even notice that, you guys. So, wow. That's a pretty good price. I tend not to look too much at the tote board because I'm kind of intimidated by it. So I don't really mention it too much. JD was mentioning that on Saturday night at Scioto are the Ohio Sire Stakes, and races 7 through 10 will be the Ohio Sire Stakes Aged Veteran Trot and Pace Championship. So it's always nice to see those older Ohio breds come and come back to the racetrack, and so that we can see them, and they all race against each other. It's really a great night of racing there. So we welcome everybody that's with us, and of course we always want to really appreciate our sponsors for doing all what they do. So it looks like we are about ready for the post parade. We had a guy come up here to get his stamp in his passport, and he hadn't been here in 45 years. So kind of neat that he came back to watch the races. He obviously goes to other places to watch, but first time he had been to Canton in 45 years. Pretty neat. So you can get your programs at harnessracingohio.com so you can follow along and listen carefully to the post parade, because we do have a lot of driver changes.
These are the horses for the second. Wanna Dance in Flight, driven by Chris Hirschberger. The 2 is Luck Be My Legend and Manny Miller. 3, Dragon Shadow, Drew Neal. 4, Working Up a Lather, and Braden Rhodes. 5, Lather Rock, Rick Mapes. 6, Bob Ross Has Spoken, Amon Hirschberger. And the 7, Catch the Killer, and Darren Harvey. Horses will take 1 score and head to the gate to your racing hole.
Okay, let's take a look at these horses' lines. A Dancing Flight, Chris Hirschberger drives for trainer Rick Mapes. Ricky is also the owner. This is a Dancing Yankee colt out of a Better's Delight mare, Flight Sealster. 6 starts on the year, has 4 third-place finishes. The fastest of those was at Mount Vernon, where he paced in 2, 5, and 4. Luck Be My Legend and Emmanuel Miller from the 2-hole for trainer Daniel Miller, owner Jerry Miller. This is a bit of a legend colt out of a Cam Luck mare, Luck Be My Lady. It's Ohio selected purchase for $4,000. It's had 7 starts this year, 1 third, and that third place finish was at Lisbon. Start before that at Northfield in the Summit County Fair. This horse paced in 2, 2, and 1. Dragon Shadow and Drew Neal from the 3-hole for trainer Rosie Weaver. Rosie owns this horse along with Joe Yoder. This is a Fear the Dragon out of a Shadow Play mare, Barbara Shadow. 9 starts on the year, 1 win. That was at Napoleon in 2 minutes and 4/5. Already made over $10,000 and has a qualifying mark this year of 56-1 taken at Scioto Downs. Working Up a Lather and Braden Rhodes for Betty and Kimber Clegg. This is a lather up out of Some Beach Somewhere mare. This horse is sitting second in the Fair Championship points right now. 13 for 18 on the board, has earned $24,000 and has a mark this year from Napoleon in 2-2. Lather Rock and Rick Mapes from the 5-hole. Rick is also the trainer and owner. A lather up colt out of a Rock and Roll Hanover mare, Rock and Roll Example. 4 starts on the year. Did have a couple of his last races. I paced in 2, 4, and 2 and 2, 4, and 1 at Wilmington and Jefferson. Bob Ross has spoken. Ammon Hirschberger drives, trains, and owns. This is a well-said colt out of a Blissful Hall mare, Color My World. A $4,000 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale last year. 4 starts on the year. Has not hit the board yet, but does have 3/5 to bring in a little bit of money. Catch the Killer, Darren Harvey will drive. He also trains for Wayne Mast, Eden Acres Farmstead. This is a Catch the Fire out of I Kill Time, who is by Western Ideal. 7 starts on the year, 1 win and 4 seconds, so that makes him 5 out of 7 on the board. Last start out at Scioto Downs race in the Buckeye Stallion Series, finished 4th, but paced in 152 flat. Last quarter in 28-2, and 4 starts back, 1 at Northfield Park in those Summit County Fair races in 158. The horses are behind the Webkenberg starting gate. John Ingram is our starter today, and we will turn it over to Kenny for the call of the second.
They're off and pacing, working up a lather, hustled out of there by Braden Rhodes. He's got Dragon Shadow right to his inside. These two get acquainted early on as Bob Ross has spoken, is racing outside of Luck Be My Legend. A little rough there was a Dance in Flight, did no favor to Lather Rock and Catch the Killer at the back of the field as they head on to the back stretch, and it's Dragon Shadow who makes the lead. He would not give it up to Working Up a Lather, so Braden Rhodes has to take the 2-hole trip as they go to the opening quarter. 2 better than Bob Ross has spoken in 3rd. Luck Be My Legend is 4th. Up to 5th is now Catch the Killer around a Dance in Flight, and the trailer Lather Rock, the opening quarter 29 4/5 seconds. Round the far turn for the first time, Dragon Shadow by a length and a quarter. Working Up a Lather 2nd, Drew Neal, Braden Rhodes 1-2. Amon Hirschberger has Bob Ross has spoken. Racing in 3rd, then Luck Be My Legend racing in 4th, and tipping off the rail is Luck Be My Legend. On that one's back comes Catch the Killer for Darren Harvey. 3 clear of a Dance in Flight, and Lather Rock is the trailer. That's the 7 of them. They go to the half behind Drew Neal and the son of Fear the Dragon, Dragon Shadow out front. 101 and 2 was lap number 1 speed. Luck Be My Legend on the outside. That locks in, working up a lather. He'll need a way out. Stuck in the pocket behind Dragon Shadow. Then it's Catch the Killer, who's only 3 lengths behind, but he'll need to move 3 wide. Then Bob Ross has spoken. 6 back to Dancing Flight and Lather Rock. They enter the backstretch, and it's Dragon Shadow taking steady heat from Luck Be My Legend on the outside. Working up a lather. Continues a perfect trip, but he's locked in. No place to go right now with a 1/4 mile left to pace. Catch the Killer only 2.5 lengths behind. Plenty of hopes as they swing into the far turn. 133 and 2 for 3/4 mile, and there goes Catch the Killer 3 wide right now. Outside of a stalled Luck Be My Legend as Dragon Shadow maintains the lead. Working up a lather, still trying to find a way off the rail as they come to the top of the lane. Dragon Shadow's been there every step. Here's working up a lather now. He's got open road into the 2 path and down the center. Catch the Killer. We got a horse race. Working up a lather now, strikes the front. Down at the inside, Dragon Shadow, but it's Braden Rhodes and Betty Clegg working up a lather. Over Catch the Killer, Dragon Shadow, and Luck Be My Legend. 2:04, the time of the mile.
Mile in 2:04, man, Braden Rhodes had his hands full at the half. I think actually probably up until he got free at the top of the stretch, working up a lather in the 2-hole behind Drew Neal and Dragon Shadow. And he was leaning flat back and trying to do everything he could not to climb up over the top of the horse in front of him. But he scooted out along the rail, or came out around the last turn and won in 2:04. That was I have a feeling that Braden's arms are going to be a little bit sore at this point. I did not catch the rest of the field where they finished because I was concentrating on working up a lather. They do a wonderful job on this track. They have been dragging it and watering it every between starts. Oh, now look at what Betty Clegg's coming to the winner's circle on. Betty got herself a scooter. This is great. And it helped Betty a little bit on her trips over to the winner's circle. She is in every single picture. I never see her missing coming over to the winner's circle. So this is pretty cool that she can get her way over here and get in here a little bit easier. Hard working woman.
Back to the winners for the 4, working up a lather, owned by Kimber Clegg, trained by Betty Clegg, and Braden Rhodes is the winning drive. They won 4 yesterday, and they get their first of day 2. The trophy presentation by Jack and Norma Isler. To the 4, working up a lather, a 2-year-old big Illinois lather up out of the Some Beach Somewhere Mare Beach Work, bred by Mervyn Wingert of Kentucky. 5th lifetime win for working up a lather. 4-7-3 now the official order of race 2.
6, 4, 3.
The complete results for you in just a little bit. Working up a lather was sitting second in the Ohio Fair Championship point standings. Just so you know, those point standings now are pretty much up to date. They are through Monday night. Tuesday, Wednesday. Nope, through Tuesday night, I believe. So you can check the results.
Place 7th for interference. Luck Be My Legend 4th, Dragon Shadow 3rd, working up a lather 1st, Lather Rock 7th, place 6th, Bob Ross has spoken 5th, Catch the Killer 2nd. After the placings, the top down is 7, 4, 3, 1, 6, 5, 2, 29 and 4, 101 and 2, 133 and 2, 204 and 2. Race number 3 is up next.
So 204 and 2, working up a lather. Does have a record of 2-2 at Napoleon. This is his 5th lifetime win. So we're going to turn the page and go to race number 3, which is the first of 2 divisions of the 3-year-old Colt Trot. A couple of driver changes to let you know about. The 2-horse, 80 plus 80, will be driven by Logan Ebersol, and the 3, Good Shepherd, make the driver Jason Thompson. Jason Thompson had a big milestone here yesterday, got his 2,000th lifetime win right here at the Stark County Fair. So we'll take a look at the horses in this 3rd race when we come back.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio-sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
Welcome back to Canton. We were talking a little bit earlier about the fair history and how they moved this location after some fires in 1893 and 1894. Then they moved to this position. I was just going to tell you a little bit about what their big entertainment is in front of the grandstand. We had a concert last night. Tonight it's going to be Tucker Wetmore, who is a country music singer and songwriter. On Friday and Saturday, they have truck and tractor pulls. And then on Sunday and Monday, they have demo derby. So this fair does go through Monday, through Labor Day on Monday. We were noticing yesterday that they've put up some new fencing. They've got some new fencing on the inside of the track, so it must be on the for the demo derby there. And then they've also got new fencing on the back side of the track, and they've put up some new gates too, so that if a horse would happen to get out, that the horses are completely enclosed inside the track. So I know that they have gotten some funds from the Fair Capital Improvement Fund project that OHHA has. So safety is one of the big decision makers on who gets these fair capital improvements. So if you're at a fairgrounds and you need some new electricity in your barn, or you need a new water pipes or something like that, that's going to improve the safety, fences around, or gates, so that when we can completely shut off the track when the horses are racing. All of those things are a possibility to get from a matching funds grant from the Ohio Harness Horsemen Association, and those applications will be on the OHHA website. They're not there quite yet. It should be probably maybe by next week we'll have them up. So there's a new page on the OHHA.com website that says Racing Fairs Resources, and that's where you'll find that kind of stuff for feature race grants, capital improvement grants, some information about the money, how your harness racing money comes in. We've even got a little video about how to put pylons in. So some neat stuff there for fairs that we're trying to get all in one spot for you. So anybody that's listening that's on a fair board or superintendent of speed or knows someone, look for that in the next week or so. Racing Fairs Resources, it's called. Horses are coming onto the track for the third race. Got lots of people watching today from all over. So we thank you all for joining in on us. Stephen keeps an eye on the YouTube feed, and I try and keep an eye on the Facebook feed. But we have noticed in the last, month or so, Stephen, a big difference. A lot more people are going over to YouTube now than are watching on Facebook, which is really quite a change. And we want you to, if you can, because we're having a lot of trouble with Facebook. If we play the wrong music or something, they shut us down. So our YouTube is much more reliable. So if anybody, if you haven't watched on YouTube yet, give it a try and see. You can still make comments on there. It's just as interactive as the Facebook is. So check that out. Got a couple stables that are racing from the infield. I noticed last night when I drove out of here, the Cleggs left their 3 race bikes here. Yes, they why load them up if you don't have to? You know, put them up on top of the trailer or wherever they haul them. So it just was easier for them to leave them here. A couple of the hometown guys got a lot of horses in today too. Darren Harvey has got 6 in. Charlie Myrick also has 6 in. Isaiah Shrake is got a barn back there too. He has 1 in today.
Horsemen, you're all on the track. Line them up in the first turn. Please bring them over to turn 1 for the post parade.
Okay, we're getting ready for the post parade. Kenny Livingood, our announcer today, is also the announcer up at Northfield Park, and he does such a great job. He's really a very good announcer. Came from Thoroughbreds, and we're hoping that he doesn't go back, that he always stays with the harness racing because he's been a big asset. My only complaint of him is when he's giving driver changes before the races, he rattles them off really fast, and I can't write that fast, so I have to always go up and tell him, slow down, Kenny.
These are the horses for the third one, Striking Marseille. Charlie Myrick will do the driving. 280 plus 80, Logan Ebersol. 3, Good Shepherd, Jason Thompson. 45, Mag as the 4, and Chris Hirschberger. 5, Tom Cruiser, Mark St. Louis Jr. And the 6, Mars Vick and Amon Hirschberger. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters for $6,500. Take 1 score and head to the gate.
Okay, there was your post-parade Striking Marseille from the rail with Charlie Myrick up. Charlie also trains for Second Chance Stable from Ravenna, Ohio. This is a Marseille out of a Striking Sabre mare. Clever use of the name. The mare's name was Strike 10. 9 starts on the year, has not hit the board yet. Did have a good 4th place outing at Jefferson. Was 4th, just back by 5 3/4. Trotted in 2:11. Last start out, finished 5th at Wellington, trotted in 2:7 3. 80 plus 80, Logan Ebersol gets the drive for trainer David Miller. David also owns this clocked at 80 colt. It's out of a Lindy Lane mare, Dame Lindy. 16 starts on the year, 1 win. That was at Wellston in 2:12. Also has a couple of 3rd place finishes, has earnings of over $25,000 lifetime. Good Shepherd put Jason Thompson up. Jason, who got his 2,000th driving win yesterday right here. Eli Miller is the trainer and owner. This is Coraggioso. out of a Train for the Future mare, Saracuda. 6 out of 7 on the board this year. 1 win, that was at Cortland in 2, 5, and 4. Also has a 2nd and 4 third-place finishes. Did not start as a 2-year-old, so rather lightly raced. 45 Mega and Chris Hirschberger from the 4-hole for trainer Darren Harvey and owner Alan Miller. This is another Marseille out of a Man of Many Missions mare, One Too Many. Source has 14 starts on the year, 2 wins. The fastest of those wins is 59 and 4 at Northfield Park, and 2 starts back at Northfield. The horse did trot in 2 minutes flat. Tom Cruiser make the driver Mark St. Louis Jr. for Stacy Curry. Stacy Curry also owns. This is a long Tom out of a DeJarmbro mare, Lightning Bell. 12 starts on the year, 5 wins and 2 thirds. His last win was at Jefferson in 2:03. Also won at Scioto Downs in 56 and 2, which is a lifetime mark. Tom Cruiser is sitting 16th in the fair points. And Marks Vick rounds out the field. Ammon Hirschberger drives and trains for Heidi Ratliff and Ayers Ratliff. This is a Marseille with 6 starts on the year. Has been making some breaks.
They're off and they're trotting. Good Shepherd and Jason Thompson out looking for the lead. Tom Cruiser on the outside, and toward the rail is 80 plus 80. Between them, 45 Mag, and along the rail is Striking Marseille and off stride Striking Marseille. Striking Marseille makes a break, and it's far, far back to the slow starting Mars Vic. So they drive to the backstretch. Off stride is the 280 plus 80 and the 445 Maga. Splitting them now is Striking Marseille, who's back trotting and up into third. Meanwhile, Tom Cruiser's made a clear lead. Tom Cruiser by nearly 3 lengths at the opening quarter from Good Shepherd in second. 31 flat was the opening quarter as they trot that far turn. Head for half, Tom Cruiser, 3 lengths to the good. Good Shepherd continues to track second, 5 back to Striking Marseille, so he improves into third. 45 Maga's fourth. Then it's a long way to 80 plus 80, and off stride is now the 6 Mars Vic at the back. So they come to the top of the stretch first time. Mark St. Louis Jr. and Tom Cruiser, the son of Long Tom, out front over Good Shepherd. Striking Marseille trots next in third, then 45 Mega. Halfway home in 102 and 2. And now St. Louis kicking the plugs out and trying to get Tom Cruiser motivated on the front to maintain this lead from Good Shepherd in second. Still about 8 lengths back to Charlie Myrick and Striking Marseille in third, 45 Mega fourth, then comes 80 plus 80. Down the Canton backstretch, Mark St. Louis Jr. and Tom Cruiser in front by open lengths. Good Shepherd still trying to keep up from second. It's a long way back to the rest of the field. Third is now 45 Maga, and Striking Marseille is fourth as they go past 3 quarters. 133 and 3, and Tom Cruiser just trying to put the finishing touches on this one. He is striding well clear. Good Shepherd trying to hold on to second because 45 Maga is making up good ground, but he's a long way behind this runaway leader, Tom Cruiser. Less than 1/8 of a mile to go. Tom Cruiser can just cruise on home. It's all over. Tom Cruiser, much the best here in the third. He's going to win by double digits. 45 Maga does get up into second. A nice recovery for him with Good Shepherd third, but no doubt about Tom Cruiser. 45 Maga and Good Shepherd, 203 and 4.
So these horses were pretty spread out for this mile. Tom Cruiser and Mark St. Louis Jr. just took the lead and just kept increasing their margin between the next horses. So quite a great effort by Tom Cruiser. You would kind of expect that when you look at this horse has got a record of 156 and 2 at Scioto Downs. Has been at the fairs. This is his 6th win of the year, so he's won just a little right at half of his starts. Tom Cruiser was sitting 16th in the Ohio Fair Championship standings, so may have increased his lead a little bit. These point standings are very fluid. I mean, it just depends, you know, if a couple up above you have a bad week or something, or you have a couple of really good weeks in a row, or a combination of that, it can change quite a bit the standings from one week to the next. I believe the next change in standings, I will get the results from the United States Trotting Association the day after Labor Day. So on that Tuesday, we'll get that and be able to get you new points. Stacy Curry down in the winner's circle with the tiny baby.
Back to the winner's circle, owned and trained by Stacy Curry, enjoyed victory by Mark St. Louis Jr. 3-0 begun by Long Tom out of the DeJombro mare Lightning Bell. Bred by G. Peters of Ohio, 8th lifetime score, 6th this season for Tom Cruiser. Trophy presentation by Martin and Victoria Yoder. Congratulations, Tom Cruiser.
Okay, I hear the judges there. We're going to be just a second for the official results. They're looking at horses that were making a break.
Result is official.
And here they are.
Top down striking Marseille 5th, 80 plus 80 4th, Good Shepherd 3rd. 45 Maga 2nd, Tom Cruiser 1st, Mars Vic 6th. 543, 216. 31 quarter, 102 and 2, 133 and 3, 203 and 4. Number 4 is next. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers for $6,600. Brandon Rhodes on the 3 center story. Field of 5. Let's bring him out for the 4th, guys. Bring him out for the 4th.
Okay, the 4th race is next. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll come back and talk about Bob.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Wallem Racing has been racing and breeding winners for over 5 decades, specializing in the development of young horses racing in Ohio. We are currently looking for new partnership opportunities as the fall sales approach. Our facilities feature a half-mile all-weather track, a sand track, beautiful turnouts, and everything that is needed to set your next quarter filly up for success. Want to own your next resource and have fun doing it? If so, contact us today and join in on the thrill of Ohio harness racing.
Okay, welcome back to Canton, Stark County. It's a very nice day here. It's probably right around 70 degrees. Little overcast. They're expecting some showers later on today, so I hope it doesn't rain out their concert tonight because they've got a big concert here in front of the grandstand. Scott Mogan was talking a little bit about our PACER, that is that Political Action Committee. If you are so inclined and would like to make a donation, you can send that in to our OHHA office or give it to somebody. If you see an OHHA director or anything at a fair or a racetrack, you can just hand it over to them. They'll see that it gets properly recorded. It's a pretty neat thing. There is also a little section on our website, ohha.com, that explains a little bit more about PACER and what it does and how it works. But I said we were going to talk about Bob, which is the Buckeye owner bonus that is just coming out this year for yearlings of 25. So it can be for yearlings that are being sold at the sale or also for yearlings that you have bred and you have decided to keep. So this Buckeye owner's bonus, as long as the mare was registered with the mare registration program that we have for the Breeders' Awards, and as long as all of the conditions were followed, which means that the foal must have been born in Ohio, the mare must have stayed in Ohio for at least 187 days in her foaling year, and that the owners of that mare were OHHA members, then that foal will be eligible for the Buckeye owner bonus, which will be about half of the money that is, half the total money that is allotted for the Breeders' Award program, which I believe last year was 1.3 million divided up between the divisions. So there's a chance to make a little bit of extra money. You might want to think about that when you're at the sales and going to buy something. You might want to look a little bit closer at those Bob eligible horses, because they could be worth a little bit more for you as an owner come after their 2 and 3 year old year. If you need any more information on that, come to or go to our OHHA website. Again, there's a press release on there about that. Or call the office and ask us some questions if you have something specific. If you see us at a fair, stop by the broadcast booth, and during a commercial, we can tell you all about Bob. We're talking about that a lot because the fall yearling sales are coming up. We just had the blooded horse sale, which was held on Tuesday, where there was a large number of Bob eligible yearlings sold. Next blooded horse sale will be November 19th. That's usually about the last sale of one of the last sales of the year. But the Ohio Selected Jug sale is Friday on the 12th of September at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds. You can come there. Buckeye Classic sale is held at Springfield at the Champions Event Center in Springfield, Ohio. There's 253 yearlings in that sale, and that is on October 7th. But we'll talk a little bit more about the sales in a little bit, but first I think we're about ready for the post parade. Got a couple horses in here who are Center Story is sitting third in the Ohio Fair Championship points right now, and Rodeo Jet is 17th. 17th does not mean you're out. There's going to be a lot of changes between now and Fair Championship night. I guess some of the horses are still on the backside. Center Story does have a line to be announced if you have a program. Center Story raced on the 26th, so 2 days ago at Richwood. Finished second in that race. The race he was individually timed in 1:58 and 3, coming last quarter in 31 seconds, and Braden Rhodes was the driver. So that is the line for Center Story.
Phone volume keeps turning down. These are the horses for race number 4. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers. 1, Rodeo Jet, Drew Neal. 2, Bernie Be Bad, Charlie Myrick. 3, Center Story, and Braden Rhodes. 4, Shuffles, Cool Legacy, John Wingard. And the 5, Gary, Lanny Merriman. Horses will take 1 score ahead of the gate. I also want to give a special happy 33rd anniversary shout out to the owner of the 1 Rodeo Jet, Andrew and Christina Koblenz.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at the horses in this race. Rodeo Jet, Drew Neal drives for Jessica Milner. Andrew Koblenz is the owner. This is a Rodeo Romeo out of a Jeremy's Jet mare, Gent Set. Has 3 wins out of 21 starts this year. Last start was a win. That was at Wellington in 1:56 and 2, won by 12 3/4 lengths. So kind of demolished that field. Start before that, the horse Rodeo Jet tried the Buckeye Stallion Series at Scioto Downs, and even though he did finish 6th, paced that mile in 52 and 1. So this horse has certainly had some speedy races lately. And as I said, sitting 17th in the Fair Championship points. Bernie Be Bad and Charlie Myrick. Charlie also trains for David Swaney from Mercer, Pennsylvania. A Yankee Cruiser colt out of a Big Bad John mare, Millie Be Gone. 6 of 10 in the money this year. Has a mark of 1:56 and 4. coming off of 2 second-place finishes at Wellington and Jefferson. Center Story, Braden Rhodes will drive. This horse is sitting third in the Ohio Fair Championship points. I gave you the line to be announced. Did finish second yesterday, so had 21 starts this year, 3 wins and 10 seconds now. 16 for 20 on the board. Has already earned over $60,000 in his life. Shuffle's Cool Legacy and John Wengard. John also trains for Lily Flynn. This is a Mr. Cooley out of a Spectacular Deal mare, Shuffle 'em and Deal 'em. The Lily Flynn, who is the owner, is also the breeder of this horse. 8 starts on the year, has not hit the board yet. 10 starts last year, did not hit the board. Having some trouble making a few breaks here and there, not coming home as well as he could. So John will have a job to do with Shuffle's Cool Legacy. And Gary and Lanny Merriman from the 5-hole. Lanny trains, owns, drives, and bred this horse by Western Vintage. Out of an Island Fantasy mare, What's Your Fantasy? 6 starts on the year, has 1 third-place finish. That was at Lisbon. Last start out at Wellington did pace a mile in 2:4 and 4. So those are the 5 horses. All 5 noses will be on the gate. Starter John Ingram has control of them. Tiffany Ingram, his wife, is sitting in the seat making steering, and she takes over control of that car, that starting truck, I should say, right when John says go. So let's pick up the call from Kenny Livingood.
And they're off and pacing. Bernie B. Bad gets the first call. Rodeo Jet toward the inside, protecting that pylon position, and he'll cut the mile early on. So Rodeo Jet accelerates through of Bernie B. Bad, and they're going to line up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rodeo Jet, Bernie B. Bad, Center Story, the top trio. And it's 2 back to Shuffle's Cool Legacy, and Gary can see them all. Drew Neal and Rodeo Jet on a 2.5 length lead as they go to the opening panel. Back in second, Bernie B. Bad and Charlie Myrick. Braden Rhodes and Center Story in third. And they're now 5 better than Shuffle's Cool Legacy, who's gapped to touch fourth with Gary to the outside. The opening quarter, 30 seconds flat, so a half minute for Rodeo Jet. A 12-length winner at Wellington a week ago, leading by 2 now. Bernie B. Bad second, Center Story still third. Gary is trying to improve into fourth, outside of Shuffle's Cool Legacy at the back. Down bias here with just over 1 lap to go. Rodeo Jet, the son of Rodeo Romeo, out front. Still second, Bernie B. Bad, the son of Yankee Cruiser. And Center Story's right with this top duo.
1 minute 1.
1 minute 1. Into the payoff half. Rodeo Jet still leads the way from Bernie B. Bad and Center Story. There's been no real change. It's 8 lengths back to Shuffle's Cool Legacy. And Gary onto the backstretch. Rodeo Jet just traveling very nicely. Drew Neal hasn't moved a muscle yet on this leader. Second is still Bernie B. Bad and Center Story is third. Long way back to Shuffle's Cool Legacy and Gary. Heading over to 3/4 behind Rodeo Jet, who looks for back-to-back wins. Bernie B. Bad still second. Center Story third. 3/4, 1:30 and 2 as they round the far turn. Rodeo Jet to catch. Rodeo Jet out front. Bernie B. Bad is all out trying to keep up second, but he's losing a bit of ground. Center Story tipping off the rail for a late shot as they come to the top of the stretch. Rodeo Jet turns first on a 2.5 length lead. Center Story up on the outside of Bernie B. Bad, but happy anniversary to Andy Koblenz and Christina with Rodeo Jet. 6th length winner. Center Story will get second from Bernie B. Bad third. 159 flat for Rodeo Jet.
So 159, that is our fastest mile of the meet. Rodeo Jet coming off of that mile, that win at Wellington in 56 and 2, and start after before that. Buckeye Stallion Series at Saddle Downs where he paced in 52 and 1. So no surprise that Rodeo Jet took command and just drew away down the stretch. 159. Center Story got up to finish second, and Bernie B. Bad was third. At least that's my unofficial eye. The guys that had 4th and 5th were having a little race right there of themselves and see who could be 4th and who is going to be 5th.
1-3-2, the official order, race 4.
Kenny mentioned that it is the anniversary for Andrew and Christina Koblenz, the owners of Rodeo Jet. So kind of a nice anniversary gift. Junio walking back to the winner's circle. Connections are coming on the golf cart.
Back to the winner's circle after impressive mile. The one Rodeo Jet, owned by Andy Koblenz, trained by Jessica Milner, and driven victory by Drew Neal. 3-0 big by Rodeo Romeo onto the Jeremy's Jetmare Jet Scent. Bred by the Springhaven Farmers of Ohio, 8th lifetime win, 4th this season. Back-to-back wins in Ohio. Rodeo Jet the winner. Trophy presentation by Mast Tractor Sales. Top Down Rodeo Jet the winner. Bernie B. Bad 3rd. Center Story 2nd. Shuffle School Legacy was 5th, and Gary was 4th. 1-3-2-5-4. 30 flat. 1 minute 1/5. 1:30 and 2/5, and 1:59 the time of the mile for Rodeo Jet. 4 in the books. Up next is race number 5.
Manny Miller in the winner's circle helping out. I see Manny Miller coming back to the winner's circle. Either he's winning or he's coming back to help somebody. So we like to see Manny helping. This was as I said, the fastest mile of the meet so far, 1:59. 5th race coming up is the 2nd of 3 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Trot. 2 driver changes that I know about. Easy Big Tommy will be driven by Darren Harvey, the trainer. And Time Has Come, the 2-horse, will be also driven by his trainer, Miles Willem. So we'll talk about the 6 horses in the 5th race right after this.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead Sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year, Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K. Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio. At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
Okay, welcome back. We had the 4th race, our fastest race of the meet now. Just occurred, Rodeo Jet winning in 1:59. Before the last race, we were talking about the Bob program and the different sales that are coming up. About the Ohio Selected Jug Sale is the next sale held at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds in Circleville on 9/12, Friday, September 12th. That's coming up pretty soon, and I know that Scioto Downs has postponed their post time a little bit later. They usually start right at like 5:45, but they set that post time back a little ways so that everybody could go to the sale and get back to Scioto to race their horses, which is a good thing. Buckeye Classic sale, where there is 253 yearlings on October 7th. That'll be held at Springfield at the Champion Center, same place that the Blooded Horse sale is held. And then, of course, the late Blooded Horse sale on November 19th. There's also a sale that will be held in December. It's the second annual North American Standardbred Mix Sale. Robert Hirschberger from Dublin Valley Farm started this sale last year. It was a big success last year. December 18th and December 19th up at the Mount Hope Event Center. A really, really nice place to hold a sale up there. Nice facilities, everything's inside. So 2 days of selling yearlings, and they'll have a lot of yearlings, and then they also have the mix sale for the older horses. So lots of places to go get a horse this fall. I said that when I was at the Blooded Horse sale on Tuesday, it was just the optimism that you feel at a sale where people are saying, man, this might be the one. This one's going to be really good next year. I can't wait to break this one. I can't wait to train it the first time. A lot of excitement happens at a sale, so just really fun to be around those sales when they're happening. As long as you don't raise your hand. Steven's looking at me. You raise your hand, you might have bought a horse.
Horsemen, bring them out for race 5. It's 5. To go Colt and Gelding Trotters.
We've got a few horses warming up for future races. We just have the 2- and 3-year-old stake races today. We don't have any overnights. We did have the Signature Series pace yesterday. We talked about the Signature Series yesterday, and quite a few more legs to this Signature Series races before the final, which will be held at Delaware. We've got today at Findlay. There's the Doc Schoonover Trot. That's part of the Signature Series. Canfield has the Canfield Pacing Derby and the Canfield Trotting Derby. Waukegan has a pace and a trot for the Signature Series, as well as Worcester, Montpelier, and Upper Sandusky. So a lot of places to still pick up points for that series, and you can find those points on signatureseries.us. So you can click on the leaderboard and then see if you want to look at pacers or trotters and get those so you know where everybody's standing. They also have Signature Series at Coshocton and Lancaster, but those points will carry over to next year. So if you have an older horse that you're going to race again next year, you can get some points ahead of time at those last 2 fairs. Grade.
Horses are on the track for the 5th. Colt and Gelding Trotters. Number 1 is Easy Big Tommy and Darren Harvey. Number 2 is Time Has Come, Miles Wollum. 3, Daniel My Brother and Chris Hirschberger. Charlie Myrick on the 4, Short Range. The 5 is Pickle Shot and Drew Neal. And the 6, Strike Storm, Eric Miller. Horses take 1 score, head to the gate, 2 Colt and Gelding Trotters for $4,500.
Let's take a closer look at the horses in this 5th race. Easy Big Tommy, make the driver Darren Harvey. Darren's also the trainer for Wayne Mass, Callum Racing, and Stephen Miller. This is a long time Long Tom out of Empire State of Mind, who is by Cantab Hall. 7 starts on the year, has picked up a couple of third-place finishes. One of those was 2 starts back at Zanesville. Did trot in 2, 9, and 3 that day. Time Has Come and Miles Woolham from the 2-hole. Miles also trains this horse. Martin Woolham and Acadia Farms from Canfield, Ohio, the owners. This is Time Has Come's first lifetime start. This is an Uncle Peter colt out of Contessa Lee, who is by Full Count. Daniel, My Brother, and Chris Hirschberger from the 3-hole for trainer Wes Kirschberger, and Callum Racing from Chagrin Falls, Ohio. A Long Tom out of Annie's Blue Jean Baby, who's by Full Count. 6 starts on the year, a 1 win, 2 seconds. That win was back at Northfield Park in a 2-year-old non-winners of 1 pari-mutuel race. Finished first, up by 1 1/4 lengths in 2-3. Next start was in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Bucyrus. Finished second there in 2-4 and 3. The 4-horse Short Range, driven, owned, and trained by Charlie Myrick. This is an in-range colt out of Short Rain, who is by Majestic Sun. 7 starts on the year, 1 win. That was at Cortland in 2:11, but has 4 seconds, so it's been right there all the time, and it hasn't been that far back. Last start at Wellington was back just by 2.5. Jefferson back by 3 1/4, so pretty close. So probably going to get another win shortly. Pickle Shot and Drew Neal for trainer Rosie Weaver. Rosie owns this Long Tom colt along with Heartland Acres and Cabby D. This is out of Lady Mayflower, who's by Don't You Forget It. 3 for 5. First, seconds, or thirds this year. Has 1 win. That was 2 starts back at Zanesville in 2:09. And the 5-horse is Strike Storm. Eric Miller will drive for Dee Houghton. Deidre Houghton and Mark Walker from Aberdeen, North Carolina, are the owners of this Stormin' Norman colt. It's out of a Striking Sabre mare, Strike 10. 5 starts on the year, 1 win. That win was at Northfield Park. Won by 10.5 lengths in that conditioned race. Actually, I'm sorry, that was the Summit County Fair races that were held at Northfield Park. So won that race by 10.5 lengths, trotted in 2, 2, and 1. We do have a couple of fair races that are held at the pari-mutuel tracks. The Summit County Fair holds their fair races at Northfield Park, and the Montgomery County Fair holds their fair races at Dayton. So those will be couple kind of unusual, but the rules allow you to do that, and everybody cooperates, and they really turns out pretty nice. Nice for the fair to still have harness racing on their docket. So the horses are headed into the straightaway. Let's turn it over to Kenny Livingood and for the call of this, the 5th race.
Off and trotting. Good beginning for Daniel, My Brother, and Short Range from the far outside. Strikes Storm working over, and Easy Big Tommy down toward the inside. Time Has Come was reserved off the car. That first time starters away in 5th, racing inside of Pickle Shot. So they drive to the back stretch with not much sense of urgency. It's Daniel, My Brother, is 2.5 length leader. Back in 2nd in Short Range, then Strike Storm in 3rd. Easy Big Tommy is 4th. Dropping to the inside is Pickle Shot. Off stride went the 1. Easy Big Tommy, rather, from 4th, as Pickle Shot just took that spot, and now Time Has Come is off stride at the back. 32 flat, the opening panel as they move on to the far turn, and it's Daniel, My Brother, and Chris Hirschberger showing the way. The son of Long Tom is a 2-length leader from Short Range, who's 2nd. Underway is Strikes Storm from 3rd. Moving to the outside for Eric Miller as they come down by us and head to the halfway point of the contest. Up top, the leader is still Daniel, My Brother. Strike Storm matching strides with Short Range. They're 2nd and 3rd, and Pickle Shot is right with them. Only 4.5 lengths behind. This top 4 separated by 4.5, with 15 lengths back to Time Has Come and a galloping Easy Big Tommy. 1:03 and 1 was the time for the half-mile speed. Daniel, My Brother, continues to call the shots as they enter the backstretch. Strike Storm on the outside to apply some steady pressure. Then it's Short Range who's pinned in with no place to go. And at the back of this group is Pickle Shot. They drive to 3/4. Daniel My Brother repelling the challenge of Strike Storm so far. He's in front of length and 1/4. Strike Storm on the outside trying very hard. Short range still locked in, no place to go. Pickle Shot needs to find 4 and a 3-wide move to do it. 3/4, 134 and 2. They swing into the far turn behind Daniel My Brother. Daniel My Brother looking for his second win this season. A length and a half to the good. Off stride there is Pickle Shot. He just jumped it off from 4th as Short Range continues a good trip at the inside. Needs to get out there for Myrick, and he is tipping to the outside now. Does he have anything to gun down Daniel My Brother, who turns first? Short Range on the outside is coming at him. Short Range trying to reach Daniel My Brother, and he does. Short Range pocket rocket winner for Charlie Myrick. Daniel My Brother was second. Strike Storm was third. 205 and 3.
So Charlie Myrick owns, trains, and drives Short Range to a win here at his home track in 2-5 and 3. Second win of his career. The other one was at Cortland in 2-11. This makes him now 7 out of 8 hitting the board. You know, sometimes you see a name and you just wonder, I wonder why Pickle Shot's name is Pickle Shot. I've got an interesting naming, little bit of information for you from the 6th race, but Pickle Shot, Pickle Shot's out of a Long Tom, out of a Lady Mayflower, who's by Don't You Forget It. Nothing in that lineage screams Pickle Shot to me, but who knows?
436 official.
So 436 is official. Remember, go to harnessracingohio.com to get your programs. We put them up about an hour before each racing program. Pretty sure Charlie Myrick has some fans here. He was waving to somebody along the fence because this is home track, so he probably has neighbors and friends here watching him race. Waving at us, probably waving at Dad. Big smiles out in the
Joan train driven by Charlie Myrick, 2-year-old Big Ellen by In Range, of the Majestic Sunmare Short Rain. Bred by Timothy Troyer of Ohio, second lifetime win for Short Range. This is going to be a lifetime best. Trophy presentation by Muskegon Livestock Auction. Short Range, Charlie Myrick, take the 5th. What do you have?
Okay, so we'll get the rundown for you in just a moment.
Top down easy, Big Tommy with 6th. Time has come 5th. Daniel My Brother 2nd. Short Range the winner. Pickle Shot 4th. Strike Storm 3rd. 6-5-2, 143 and 32. 103 and 1. 134 and 2. 205 and 3. Lifetime best for Short Range. Race 6 is next. Put Braden Rhodes on the 1. Pumpkin Skin. Put Darren Harvey on the 2. SL's Rocket Suma. Chris Hirschberger for the 6. Western Encore. $6,800 on the line. Race 6 is up next.
So glad to see that David Myrick was watching. I think that wave from Charlie was for you, David. So that is 5 races in the books, a 6th coming up, the 2nd of 2 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Pace. And we're going to come back and take a look at the 6 horses in this race right after these messages.
Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the cool winds of November.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett in exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
The future is bright in Ohio. Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, 66 county and independent fairs. Whether it's the Ohio Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, or the county fairs, Ohio has a place for your racehorse. This year, Ohio breds are racing for nearly $23 million in stakes purses. Be part of the winning. Breed, buy, race, win in Ohio.
Okay, welcome back. We've got 5 races in the books. We were talking about sales a few races ago, and I failed to mention the Lexington selected sales and the Harrisburg sale, in Pennsylvania. Also a couple good sales that will have some Ohio bred horses in it. Not a lot of Ohio breds go to those sales, but there are getting to be more and more. So it's another place to be able to buy some stock, replenish your stock for the year. Also, in the Harrisburg sale is in November, and I believe the Lexington selected sale will be probably first part of October, I believe. In end of October and leading up to November 1st, we will be at the National FFA Convention again this year. We go to the Ohio FFA Convention in May of every year, but we go to the National Convention. And for the past couple of years, the United States Trotting Association has taken the lead in presenting a booth there, and they get buy-in now from a lot of racetracks, a lot of horsemen's organizations, of course, the Harness Horse Youth Foundation. So it's really neat that all of these different groups are coming together to educate all these kids that are in FFA about our harness racing program. There is, it's held in Indianapolis, and there's I believe there's like 50,000 kids that come from every state, all over the place. I mean, they come from Alaska and Hawaii and Puerto Rico and all the contiguous states in North America or in United States. It's really a great time, really a fun time for all these kids to learn. So thanks to USTA for taking the lead on this, and also for all those different horsemen's groups and tracks that have joined in to educate. 6th race coming up. As I said, it is the second of 2 divisions of the 2-year-old Colt Pacers. I'll thank everybody for joining in. We've got a lot of folks watching. I know, like I said before, I am checking the Facebook feed, but Steven's keeping an eye on the YouTube page. Scott Tarleton said in Scott, Ohio, it's only 58 degrees. Gosh, that's a little chilly for late August, but it does feel like fall today, especially. I stayed overnight here in Canton, and when I got up, it was, I think it was 58 degrees. So things are turning. Cool air's coming. Stayed over in Canton, took a drive around the Football Hall of Fame. I didn't go in because I'm always done too late, and they close early, and it's a little expensive to go in there, so I like to go when I have a lot of time. But it's a pretty neat place. They just keep expanding on the property. There's not only the Hall of Fame building itself and the stadium, of course, but there's all sorts of buildings. They even have a Ferris wheel there now. So they have like maybe little carnivals or festivals or whatever that they have there. Pretty neat thing to see. There's quite a few things to see here in Canton. So it's a nice place to come and stay and watch the races. Here is the post parade for the 6th.
All the horses on the track for this $6,830. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Pacer, 2nd division. The one is Pumpkin Skin, Braden Rhodes in Nasoki. 2 SLs, Rockin' Suma, Darren Harvey. 3 Fire the Prez and Jason Thompson. 4 I Am the Sea, Nick Legg. 5 Race On, Logan Ebersol. 6 Western Encore, Chris Hirschberger. Horses take 1 score and head to the gate.
Pumpkin Skin, an unusual name, and in some of our programs, some of our broadcasts, somebody must have been saying, where did that name come from? I had a guy stop me at the Blooded Horse sale, and he said, I'm going to tell you why this horse's name is that. He said he went to look at the foal. She foaled someplace else, and he went down to look at the foal, and it's out of the mare, DJ's Shadow's Bell, is a black mare, he said. And come down, and here was this little colt that looked like, he said, that's the first thing I said, looks like it's covered in pumpkin skin. So that was, somebody said, well, that would be a pretty good name for a horse, so that's why he named his horse Pumpkin Skin. So Pumpkin Skin is got Braden Rhodes driving for Betty and Kimber Clegg. The Summa Cum Laude, and that mare is a shadow play. Was sold at the Ohio Selected Sale for $15,000. Has had 16 starts this year and 5 wins, 11 for 16 on the board. Coming off of a 2-win streak at Mount Gilead in 2-3-2 and Wellington in 58. Also had a win 5 starts back at Jefferson in 2-5-1. SLS Rockin' Suma, Darren Harvey will drive. Darren is also the trainer for 7 Lick Stable, Dundee, Ohio. This is a Summa Cum Laude colt out of Rockin' the Blues, who is by Pet Rock. 5 starts on the year, has not hit the board yet, but earlier this year at Northfield had a really nice qualifier in 59-4, and then finished 5th in a 2-year-old non-winners of 1 race there at Northfield in 58 flat. Fire the Prez and Jason Thompson from the 3-hole. This horse is sitting 16th in the Fair Championship points for 2-year-old Colt Pacers. This is a Catch the Fire out of a Stand Forever mare, Can Do It Forever, trained by Scott Cox, owned by W. Mast, J. Ash, T. Zollers, and Green Wave Racing. 6 for 8 on the board. 2 starts back, had a win at Jefferson. 3 starts back, 1 at Mansfield, and 4 starts back, 1 at Lisbon. I Am the Sea, sitting first in the Ohio Fair Championship points. Nick Clegg drives for Betty and Kimber Clegg, a Down by the Seaside who is 15 of 19 for seconds or thirds. Race On and Logan Ebersol from the 5-hole for Isaiah Schrake and Michael Sonheim, a Western Vintage colt out of a Man of Many Missions mares, 8 starts, 4 seconds. And Western Encore, Chris Hirschberger will drive for trainer Rick Mapes. Ricky also owns this horse. It's a well set out of a Cambest mare. This is a new barn. This horse was in the Rosie Weaver barn before this. Let's turn it over to Kenny for the call of the 6th from the Stark County Fair.
And they're off and pacing. Fire the Prez right to the front. Pumpkin Skin battling that one early on as I Am the Sea drops over to race from 3rd. Back into 4th and SLS Rockin' Suma. Back there for Harvey, about 5 lengths behind early on. The 2 at the back are Race On and Western Encore. 2-horse battle up front. Braden Rhodes wants the lead with Pumpkin Skin, so Fire the Prez is going to be forced back into the 2-hole. And I Am the Sea is back into 3rd for Clegg. 6 lengths off his barn mate, Pumpkin Skin. Then it's SL's Rockin' Suma. Had a Race On and Western Encore at the back. And they trip the opening quarter and head into the far turn. 29-4. Pumpkin Skin was geared up to go. The son of Summa Cum Laude out front a length and a half. Fire the Prez is now 2nd. I Am the Sea is glued to the inside from 3rd. SLS Rockin' Suma racing in 4th and Race On and Western Encore at the back. So they start to back the tempo down as they come to the half behind Pumpkin Skin. Pumpkin Skin and Braden Rhodes pave the way. I Am the Sea was very hard hard to handle from third there, so Clegg's going to move him to the outside. I Am the Sea trying to come get his stablemate Pumpkin Skin, racing outside of Fire the Prez. The half was 102.4. That's a 33-second panel as they move back around the turn. Pumpkin Skin, the leader from I Am the Sea on the outside. Fire the Prez is angling to the outside now, so Thompson wants to actually get off the rail and not be locked in, and taking that spot is Race On at the inside of SL's Rock and Suma, and at the back of affairs is Western Encore. They drive to 3/4 behind Pumpkin Skin. Pumpkin Skin taking steady pressure here from I Am the Sea. The Clegg team goes 1-2 to 3/4. At the inside is Race On, still no place to go, ready to come 3 wide. Fire the Prez, 3/4, 135.3. They round the far turn, and it's Pumpkin Skin the leader. 3 wide, Fire the Prez outside of I Am the Sea. Race On continues to improve while skimming the pylons. SL's Rock and Zoom and Western Encore, they turn for home. Pumpkin Skin trying to finish it off. He's taking steady heat throughout this mile, and he's 2 lengths to the good. Race On, I Am the Sea, and down the center, Fire the Prez, but Pumpkin Skin has gotten away to a Braden Rhodes double. Pumpkin Skin wins. 3 of them across the line for second. It's either Race On, I Am the Sea, or Fire the Prez, 2:05.1.
2:05.1. Boy, that was a race at the end. I couldn't split them. I got Pumpkin Skin winning. I saw who was 5th and 6th, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I don't know. That was really tight. As Kenny mentioned, when at the half, I Am the Sea had some. Nick Clegg had some trouble with him. He looked like he was coming out of the hole, but he just was a little awkward there coming out. So I failed to mention before when I was talking about Pumpkin Skin, the winner of this race, and how he got his name. Pumpkin Skin is a half brother to the Onyx Dragon, who has a mark of 52.4 and made $102,000 already. Great race for these 2-year-old colt pacers. They all wanted to win there at the end. 3 wide. Horses were 3 wide in the last turn. Pumpkin Skin coming back down to the winner's circle. Betty Clegg coming to join him.
The unofficial order finished 1-5-4. Back here to the winner's circle is the 1 Pumpkin Skin. Braden Rhodes, the winning driver for a double. Training double for Betty Clegg. This one for owner Kimber Clegg. 2-year-old big by Summa Cum Laude. Out of the Shadow Play mare DG Shadow Bell. For Brent Hopper of Kentucky, 5th lifetime win for Pumpkin Skin.
We're getting a video. I just was curious if Clegg and Thompson hit each other. I didn't either. We're looking at it right now. So.
Winner's circle there. A horse just came in and went back out. Get the rundown for you in just a second.
Trophy presentation by Alan Hurl, Stark County Commissioner.
That makes Braden Rhodes' 6th win of the meet here. And Betty Clegg, her 7th training win. I mentioned earlier we had a guy stop here who hadn't been to the fair in 45 years. That's just his time coming back. He got his passport stamped.
Please head to the starting gate. Starter would like to talk to you, Jason Thompson.
Okay, so it sounds like there is a judge's inquiry or something. They have called Jason Thompson to the starting gate to talk to the starting judge, and then he will call up here to the presiding judge, who is Billy Crichton today, and see what always good to get the opinions of the drivers. The presiding judges usually call because it's, like I've always said, it's hard for them to see at a fair track, hard for them to see around. But so he will talk to Jason Thompson. So this guy that came up that hadn't been here for 45 years, he has been to some other fairs because he had some other passport stamps. But the first thing he asked us was what was the best food. So he wanted to know where he should go to get food at the Stark County Fair. Talked to three ladies that before the races, they were sitting down in the front and eating, and two of them had Philly cheesesteak nacho bowls. So it had the Philly cheesesteak in it and everything that goes along with that. They said it was just absolutely wonderful. And their other friend had a mashed potato bowl, and she said you could pick anything you want. They fill the bowl with mashed potatoes, and then they just start putting on stuff that you want, from peppers or onions or chicken or beef or whatever you want, and of course cheese. But those are the two food reports that I had, and of course right after the races, I'm going to Tim's Fish right here and eat that on the way home. Tim's Fish, they have a local restaurant, and they always have some great food here at the Stark County Fair. Still waiting for those results. Tell you what, why don't we take a short break and we'll give you the final results when we come back.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Have you heard about Bob? It's the Buckeye Owner Bonus, the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association's new incentive program. The program is for people who purchase yearlings or retain their homebreds out of mares registered and eligible for the OHHA's Breeders' Award program at the upcoming 2025 sales. The total bonus will be 1/2 the amount designated for that year's Breeders' Award program. For more information about the Buckeye Owner Bonus, visit OHHA.com or call 614-221-3650.
Okay, I'll give you those final results for race number 6. From the top down, Pumpkin Skin, your winner. SLS Rockin' Sumo was 5th. Fire the Prez 4th. I Am the Sea 3rd. Race On was 2nd. And Western Encore 6th. Fractions are 29 and 4, 102 and 4, 135 and 3, and 25 and 1. Seventh race coming up is the second of 2 divisions of the 3-year-old Colt Trot. Thinking about it won't be long until Jug Week. Just a couple of weeks longer till we have 5 days in Delaware. So we sure want to invite any of you that are there at Delaware to come back to our tent. We have a large tent that's right next to the log cabin. So you can come and get some snacks, get some swag. We'll have different things to hand out. May even have some t-shirts this year. We'll see. But we'll be handing that stuff out all week. Have our broadcast, of course, from there. We start the day with Trackside Lives. And we'll be doing some interviews from we are set up in the judges booth that's in the inside of the track, so that's where we do our interviews from. We'll have a couple interviews Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday morning from there, and then we go to Countdown to Post, we have a half an hour show leading up, tell you a little bit about the synopsis of the day before and what's going to happen that day. And then all during the races, we'll have different interviews. If you are one of the people that are lucky enough to win a race at Delaware, we just might pull you off to the side for a short interview after your win, because it's always fun to get people who have just won a race on the air. Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have the speaker series from the tent. That'll also be online. We'll also be broadcasting that. We're going to interview some people, hopefully some people that have horses in the jug or jugette. That all kind of is a last-minute decision, depending on how busy everybody is and which horses put in for those big races. Lots going on at Delaware. You can renew your memberships there or get a new membership if you haven't been a member before. And that will, if you get your membership there, that especially if you get a new membership, it'll give you the rest of 25 and 26. So it's kind of a good deal to get a membership at Delaware. Lots of people do stop in the tent to do that. We'll also be having, earlier in the broadcast, you heard about the backstretch buddies. So Sam Mayhew, who is overseeing that whole program, will be there and will be able to sign you up and give you some cool backstretch buddy stuff. So the OHHA tent is where it's at all week at Delaware. Fastest race of the meet so far is today was 1:59, 3-year-old Colt Pacers. Looks like the horses are coming around for the post parade, so let's turn it over to Kenny.
These are the horses for the 7th. The 1 is Tiny Tom and Jason Thompson. 2, Cherry's Prize and Charlie Myrick. 3, Our Boss and Braden Rhodes. Number 4, Nothing But Cat, John Wengard. Let's Go to Paris and Eddie Miller, number 5. And Chris Hirschberg in the 6, Typhoon Tony. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters for $6,500. Hometown.
So from the rail, we have Tiny Tom. Jason Thompson picks up the drive for trainer Eli Miller. Eli is also the owner and breeder of this long Tom colt. It's out of a crazed mare, Crazy Joanne. 15 starts on the year, 4 wins. Most recent win was at Wellington in 2 minutes flat. Also won at the Lisbon Fair and Carrollton. Took a mark this year of 156 at the Meadows on that 5/8 mile track. Tiny Tom is sitting 17th in the Fair Championship points right now. Cherry's Prize and Charlie Myrick from the 2-hole. Charlie also trains this Enterprise colt for the Second Chance stable. It's out of a Semper Fi Hall mare, Cherry Hill Chip. 14 starts this year, 1 win. That was up at Northfield Park in 2-1-1. Our Boss, Braden Rhodes, will drive for Betty and Kimber Clegg. This is an Enterprise out of a Master Levesque mare, Don't Even Know My Name. 18 starts on the year, 4 wins, 4 seconds, and 3 thirds, making him 11 out of 18 on the board. Sitting 3rd in the Fair Championship points. Fastest mile this year, fastest win time was 2-4-1 at Mount Vernon. Nothing But Cat, John Wengard up. John also trains and owns along with Amy Wengard, and they are also the breeders of this Nothing But Class colt. Out of a Don't You Forget It mare, Catawana. 13 starts this year, 3 wins, 3 seconds, and 2 thirds. Had wins at Mansfield, Lisbon, and Carrollton. Let's Go to Paris, and Edward Miller will leave from the 5-hole. Edward is also the trainer and co-owner along with Ashley Dunn. A Mr. and Son out of a Giant Hit mare, 10 for 12, first, seconds, or thirds with 6 wins, sitting 10th in the Fair Championship points right now. Typhoon Tony and Chris Hirschberger From the 6-hole, Chris is the trainer for Flying Hooves Farm, and Uncle Peter Colt out of Striking Sabra Mare. 9 starts on the year, a second and 2/3. Already got 15,000 plus in earnings lifetime.
Field sent on its way. Nothing But Cat heads out looking for the early lead from the inside. Tiny Tom, but quickest early on is John Wengerd, and Nothing But Cat moving to the front. Tiny Tom down at the inside comes out racing second. Charlie Myrick and Cherry's Prize from third. Then it's Our Boss and Braden Rhodes in fourth out of Let's Go to Paris and Eddie Miller. And 5 back to the trailer. Typhoon Tony and Chris Tershberger after the slow start. Up the backstretch, approaching the opening quarter, Tiny Tom lets let Nothing But Cat drop in front of him so he can move back around, and Tiny Tom takes over. Jason Thompson and Tiny Tom after opening quarter in 30 and 2. Tiny Tom will circle the upper turn in front of Nothing But Cat second. Cherry's Prize third. Our Boss is fourth. Let's Go to Paris is moving now for Eddie Miller. First one off the rail from fifth. On the outside now fourth outside of Our Boss, and Typhoon Tony is last of them all, and he'll vacate the rail. So there are 6 lengths separating them as there's 4 in and 2 out coming to the half behind Tiny Tom and 2,000 win man Jason Thompson. Tiny Tom leading the way. Nothing But Cat second. Let's Go to Paris on the outside is now third, just past Cherry's Prize. Then it's Typhoon Tony outside of Our Boss, who was shuffled to last. The half was 102 flat as they have 3/8 of a mile left to trot, and Tiny Tom to catch. Tiny Tom a length and a quarter to the good. On the outside, continuing to range up and off stride there when Typhoon Tony, as Let's Go to Paris is challenging this leader Tiny Tom. Locked in, Nothing But Cat for Wengerd. Then comes Cherry's Prize and Our Boss. The trailer is the breaker Typhoon Tony. They go to 3/4. Let's Go to Paris begrudgingly taking over from Tiny Tom. These two continue to square off. Nothing But Cat third. 3/4, 134 and 1. Let's Go to Paris just in front. Tiny Tom is game, holding down the rail spot. These two with 1/8 of a mile more to get. Nothing But Cat looming a threat in behind. They come to the top of the stretch. Let's Go to Paris will turn first. A winner at Wellington and a length and a half leader at Canton turning first now by 2. Tiny Tom at the inside is back to second. Then Nothing But Cat, but it's Eddie Miller and Let's Go to Paris in front. Let's Go to Paris will go to the winner's circle on a 3-length lead over Tiny Tom and Nothing But Cat. 204 flat.
Let's Go to Paris, and Edward Miller. Edward trains and co-owns his horse as well as drives. They said this horse was sitting 10th in the Fair Championship points before today. 10 of 12 on the board this year. Mark of 56 at Northfield Park. Had a mark as a 2-year-old of 2 minutes and 4/5 at Northfield Park. 4 wins as a 2-year-old. So this makes his lifetime 23 starts, 11 wins. This is the Home Talent Colt Stakes, and at a lot of the Home Talent fairs, you will find the wiener dog races, which is what they had yesterday after the races. I stayed around to watch just a couple of them, and one of the little dogs in the first race, he would not face forward. He just kept turning around, and they had delay after delay after delay because that little dog kept turning around and looking at his handler or his owner who was putting him in that gate. But a lot of fun for those wiener dog races at the fairs.
Back to the winner's circle. Trophy presentation by Stark County Harness Horsemen's Association. The 5. Let's Go to Paris. Eddie Miller, the winning driver, trainer, and co-owner with Ashley Dunn. 3-year-old brown gelding by Mr. Anson out of the Giant Hip Mare Paris Filly, bred by Adrian Hochstetler of Ohio. 11th lifetime win, 7th this season. A winner at Wellington, a winner here, a winner at Jefferson, Mount Vernon, and Bucyrus. Very strong on the Ohio Fair circuit. Let's Go to Paris. Top down, Tiny Tom second, Cherry's Prize fourth, Our Boss fifth, Nothing But Cat third, Let's Go to Paris first, Typhoon Tony sixth. 245, 316, 30 and 2, 102 flat, 134 and 1. 204 flat, time of the mile for Let's Go to Paris. 2 races left. Our day 2 action. Race 8 is up next, 6,690.
A lot of fun stuff here. Still going to go on at the Stark County Fair tonight. There is a country music artist, Tucker Wetmore, going to sing here tonight. Friday and Saturday, they got the truck and tractor pulls, and Sunday and Monday, demo derbies. There's also, of course, here in Canton, they call it Hall of Fame City because it's the birthplace of the NFL, and the Hall of Fame, like we talked about before, is here. There's also the William McKinley Presidential Library. I went to that a couple of years ago. Pretty interested, dedicated to the 25th United States President. And the McKinley National Memorial is also here, really close. Lots of steps up to the William McKinley National Memorial, I can tell you that. A couple of great things to do here if you ever want to come to Canton next year and race and stay here a few days. Lots of fun stuff to do. So we turn the page to the 8th race coming up, the second of 2 divisions of the 3-year-old Colt Pacers. The other division was the fastest of the day, 159. So we'll see how fast these guys can go. We got a horse Down by the Parade, of course, a great horse as a 2-year-old. He's sitting 7th in the fair championship in points, and Fear Romeo sitting 11th. So this should be a good one, the 8th coming up.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
History, tradition. For over 100 years, 2- and 3-year-old trotters and pacers have started their careers on the tracks of the Home Talent Colt Stakes. See the future stars of Ohio harness racing at one of the Home Talent's 15 tracks. The stars of tomorrow are racing at a track near you today. The Home Talent Colt Stakes. You can't win them if you aren't in them.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC oil. It makes a world of difference.
Okay, we got a comment from Tracy who says, I used to go to a place in Canton that was called Tim's Tavern. It was a great fish. Might be the same people, and I think you are right. They are right down here, right next to the grandstand. And everybody has said that it is a great place, Tim's Tavern, but that's where I'm going right after the races are done. I'm going to pick up my fish sandwich. It was a lot of conversation on Facebook, and David says these conversations is what makes these broadcasts fun, and I agree with that. It's just so cool. The friendships that have been formed around these broadcasts have just been so great. I know people from all over, not only all over the United States, but all over the world, people that join in, and it really is enjoyable. So thank everybody that watches. Got a couple of lines I can give you here while we're waiting for the post parade. The 2-horse Down by the Parade did race at Mount Gilead on the 26th, 2 days ago. Finished second in that race. Paces mile in 2 minutes and a fifth, came home in 31 and 3, and Sam Widger was driving Down by the Parade that day. And also Fear Romeo also started at Mount Gilead in the same race. I believe it was the same race. Finished fourth, paces mile in 2, 3, and 2, coming last quarter in 30 and 2. No, it wasn't the same race because Sam Widger also drove him. So Sam can't drive 2 horses in one race. So those are your two line to be announced, if that's what your program said. Sometimes we get up another program. If the program comes out a couple days ahead of time, then a lot of times there's lines to be announced because horses did race. But sometimes we get a more current one, so I'm not sure which one was up on the Harness Racing Ohio today, but those are your lines. Eighth race. This is the penultimate, as Roger Houston always says. The race before the last race. It's getting a little bit more cloudy. The clouds are getting dark. I think we might have some rain here tonight. There is a nice cover on the grandstand, and they do, of course, the stage has got a big cover, so maybe if it doesn't rain too hard, they'll still be able to get the show in tonight.
Horsemen, you're all on the track. Line them up in turn one, please.
I did hear them announce, they said the rides will start at 4. So, Stephen, in case you want to hang around, go for some rides, you're good. I would think so. Stephen's headed back to Grove City tonight, has to go to Burton tomorrow, and then Canfield the next day. So, long drives for him.
These are the horses for the 8th race. 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacer, $6,690. The 1 is Cool Augustus and Manny Miller. Braden Rhodes on the 2, down by the parade. 3 is Fear Romeo and Nick Clegg. 4, Red Hot Ember and Lanny Merriman. And Drew Neal on the 5, Gorgeous Jet. Horses 1 scored. Head to the gate.
So Cool Augustus and Manny Miller from the rail for trainer Amy Wengard. Amy owns this horse in partnership with Herbert Steele Nicholson. This is a Mr. Cooley out of a Survivor Gold mare Twinkie. It's had 8 starts this year, 1 third-place finish. Hasn't been able to come home really well, so maybe Cool Augustus will have better luck from the rail. Down by the parade, Braden Rhodes up for Betty and Kimber Clegg. This horse is sitting 7th in the Fair Championship points right now. 21 starts on the year, 4 wins, 2 seconds, and 4 thirds. Has lifetime earnings of over $140,000 and a mark this year as a 3-year-old of 157-1 at Northfield Park. Fear Romeo, the other half of the Clegg entry. Nick will drive this one. This is a Fear the Dragon out of Lady Capulet by Always a Virgin. 17 starts this year, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 3 thirds. Fear Romeo is sitting 11th in the Fair Championship points, has earnings of $8,259, a mark of 2-1, taken at Jefferson. Fear Romeo did not start as a 2-year-old. Red Hot Ember and Lanny Merriman from the 4-hole. Lanny trains for Richard E. Johnson from the Villages in Florida. This is a Catch the Fire gelding out of a Rockin' Amadeus mare, Rockin' Callie. Has a mark of 2 minutes and 3/5 at Hilliard this year. That was his 1 win. Has a nice couple of third-place finishes lately. Wellington finished 3rd, and Jefferson paced a mile in 2-3-2 and 2-3-4 at those 2 fairs. And Gorgeous Jet and Drew Neal from the 5-hole for trainer Karen Freed. Crazy Parrot Farm LLC from Frisco, Texas, the owners. This is an I'm Gorgeous out of a Jeremy's Jet mare, Choose My Jet. 10 starts on the year, does have a 2nd place finish, but has been making some breaks lately. So we'll see what Drew Neal can do from the 5-hole with Gorgeous Jet. Horses are headed to the gate, the Webkenberg starting gate. John Ingram, our starting judge. And give a little shout out to a few of our officials. We've got Errol Rohn is our Subine superintendent, Bill Crichton, the presiding judge, Rod Newhart, clerk and charter, Lynn Scott Photo is the photo finish, and Diane Weiss is our photographer. So here come the horses, and we're going to turn it over to Kenny for the call of the 8th.
Thorolphin pacing down by the parade gets the first call. Fear Romeo, his stablemate, will go right with him, so the Clegg trainees will be 1-2 as they head around turn number 1. Red Hot Ember will come out racing in third, then it's Cool Augustus and Gorgeous Jet at the back as Down by the Parade makes a clear lead. Opening eighth of a mile complete behind Down by the Parade, the son of Down by the Seaside. Out front from Fear Romeo in second, about 3 lengths behind there as they travel over to the opening panel. Back into third and Red Hot Ember, then Cool Augustus and Gorgeous Jet fourth and fifth as they go single file and pace past the opening panel in 32 flat. Very sensible for Down by the Parade. The $140,000 earner Down by the Parade out front. His stable companion, Fear Romeo, is second. Red Hot Ember is third in front of Cool Augustus and Gorgeous Jet. No change in the quintet as they come down by us with over 1 circuit to go. And they're all chasing Down by the Parade. They need to reel him in. Fear Romeo has closed the pocket spot down with Red Hot Ember still pacing third. Underway from the outside is Gorgeous Jet outside of Cool Augustus. So lap number 1's complete behind Down by the Parade. 104 and 4. 32 and 4 in the second panel. No excuse for Down by the Parade from here as he leads this field. Fear Romeo second. Red Hot Ember is third. On the outside, Gorgeous Jet has now taken that third spot, and he's progressing with 3 lengths to pick up, and the trailer nudged along is Cool Augustus. Going over to 3/4, Down by the Parade continues to lead. On the outside, Gorgeous Jet's up to second. Locked in now is Fear Romeo. He'll need the shake free. Red Hot Ember has dropped back to fourth. Cool Augustus now the trailer. They go to 3/4. Down by the Parade, Braden Road still sitting very chilly. 3/4, 136 and 2. So the pace starts to pick up as they swing on to the final turn. Down by the Parade, the leader. Gorgeous Jet matching strides with Fear Romeo. They're locked up heads apart for second. 5 back to Red Hot Ember, who's fourth. Less than an eighth of a mile to go. They'll turn for home with Down by the Parade to catch. He's been there every step. He's been the controlling speed. Fear Romeo on his inside. So the Clegg trainees are 1-2 down to the finish. Fear Romeo trying to get up. Fear Romeo. Clegg gets the job done over the young gun, Braden Rhodes, and Down by the Parade. Gorgeous Jet third, 204 and 4.
They were doing some pacing in that last quarter. They went to 3/4 in 136 and 2, mile in 2-4 and 4. So they really came home. Fear Romeo took the 2-hole trip and came up the inside and beat Down by the Parade, stablemate Down by the Parade. That is Fear Romeo's 3rd win of the season. As we said earlier, Fear Romeo did not start as a 2-year-old, so just have all 18 starts now as a 3-year-old. Unofficially, Fear Romeo, your winner, Down by the Parade second, and Gorgeous Jet was third. It was a nice improvement for Gorgeous Jet. Had made breaks the last 2 starts, so good improvement. Betty Clegg coming back to the winner's circle on her scooter.
3-2-5, the official order of finish. Race number 8. Horsemen that have horses in the 9th will be ready to go here for the finale shortly.
It is Nick Clegg's first win of the meet here.
Fear Romeo by Kimber Clegg, trained by Betty Clegg, driven to victory by Nick Clegg. It's a 3rd win on the afternoon for the Cleggs and a 7th overall here from the Stark County Fair. It's a 3-year-old brown colt by Fear the Dragon out of the Always a Virgin mare, Lady Capulet, run by the Emerald Highlands Farm of Ohio, 3rd lifetime win for Fear Romeo. Trophy presentation by Josh and Leo Eisel and the Roan Ranch Trailer Sales. Top down, Cool Augustus was 5th. Down by the Parade 2nd. Fear Romeo the winner. Red Hot Ember 4th. Gorgeous Jet 3rd. 5-2-1, 4-3. 32 flat, 104 and 4. 136 and 2, and 204 and 4. Clegg team go 1-2 in the 8th. And up next, we've reached the finale, the 9th and final. Racing here at the Stark County Fair. Put Manny Miller on the 1, Lone Ranger D. Darren Harvey on the 4, Eye Catching. Bring him out for the finale, $4,569.
So we have a change on a change for race number 9. A Lone Ranger D, Manny Miller will drive. We had told you that Miles Willem was going to, but it is Manny Miller. And on the 4-horse, Darren Harvey's going to drive Eye Catching. So let's take a short break, and we'll be back to look at the 5 horses in the last race.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Hey kids, we invite you to join the Backstretch Buddies Club, a fun and free club for kids 12 and under who love horses and wants to be a part of harness racing in Ohio. Once you've signed up, you will be able to join Willie Winnett and exciting adventures and receive awesome surprises. Sign up today using the QR code.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead's sire of 2024 Ohio Horse of the Year, Sugar Instead. Also standing at Dublin Valley Farms, Slay, a promising young son of Chapter 7 and Coach K. Hanover by world record holder Walner. Looking for your next winner? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients are offering an exciting lineup of yearlings with current and fashionable pedigrees. Available at public auctions this year. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Welcome back to the last race of the day, last race of the meet here for the 2025 Stark County Fair racing season. As most of you probably know, OHHA is governed by a board of directors. There is a great group of people that are on that board who make the decisions, and they meet quarterly. And their next board meeting is going to be on October 16th, and that's at Scioto Downs. And if any of you ever want to come to a board meeting, you are absolutely welcome to come and listen in and see how things are done. We want the membership to feel that they are involved also. So if you're interested in coming, it will be held, like I said, at Scioto Downs. Usually starts around noon, the general business meeting. We a lot of times have committee meetings in the morning, but the general business meeting usually is around noon. So feel welcome to come, or if you have any suggestions or anything, let us know ahead of time so we can bring them to the board. Anything that you have an idea about to make this sport better, let us know. We'll certainly be willing to hear about it. We'll be done here shortly, one more race, but then we go to Findlay tonight. So 6 o'clock tonight from Findlay. Berea tomorrow, doesn't start till 4:30, and there'll be a lot. I think they said there was Burton. I wrote down Berea. I said Burt. I meant Burton, but I wrote Berea and I said Berea. Burton tomorrow at 4:30. I think you said there was 13 races, and hopefully there's going to be some Amish races because those are always really fun to watch. Canfield on Saturday at 11 a.m. and Wauseon on Saturday at 11:30. So we won't be able to show them both, Canfield and Wauseon, at the same time on Facebook. So you'll have to go over to YouTube for one of them. But as we talked about earlier, YouTube is seems to be the way that a lot of people are going to. So if you watch on YouTube, you can make comments and we can have some fun on there just as well as you can on Facebook. So think about that you can go over to Facebook and watch, and then you can go to harnessracingohio.com too and watch right on that. So lots of places for you to watch and lots of racing for you to watch. This will be a busy week. This last race coming up is the third division of the 2-year-old Colt Trot. And one horse making his first time start. Miles Willem brought 2 here today. They're making their first lifetime starts. So turned out to be a really nice day here at Canton. couple of people racing from the infield, but otherwise they've got lots of barns here at Canton, a good horsemen's organization. They have the Stark County Horsemen here that work a lot with the fair board. Keep the track good. I know it's always kind of a struggle at a fair when the fair if you stable at a fairgrounds and when the fair comes into town, it's always kind of a struggle to get your horses out, get everything jogged and taken care of before there's a lot of activity. I trained at a fairgrounds for probably about, I don't know, maybe 6-8 years. And I know on fair week, we had to get up really early. We'd start jogging before it was even light out to get the horses jogged and all settled for the day before the activity started too much. I do have truck and tractor pulls here for 2 nights and also demo derby for 2 nights. And, of course, the country western singer-songwriter here tonight. Rides start at 4. Stephen, you don't have to wait too much longer to hop on the Ferris wheel. Me neither. Nope. I have to admit I get sick on the teacups. So I don't do well at all on rides. Thank everybody for joining in today. A lot of lively conversation on Facebook. Still have quite a few people in the grandstand. I think and people have stayed with us all day long. Yeah, you kind of have to have a sweatshirt in the grandstand because without the sun on you, it's a little bit chilly. Looks like the horses are gathering up, so we'll have the post parade momentarily.
We've reached the final race of our 2-day racing festivities here at the Stark County Fair. 19 in total. Had 10 yesterday, 9 today. Here's the field for the 9th. 1 Lone Ranger D, Manny Miller drives. 2 Tom's Moneymaker and Charlie Myrick. 3 Lil's Super Tom, Chris Hirschberger. 4 Eye Catching, Darren Harvey. And the 5 CS Go Tom and Eric Miller.
Okay, let's take a look at the last race of the day. From the rail, we have Lone Ranger D. Manny Miller picked up the drive for trainer Miles Woolham and owners Cool Cat Racing from Flemington, New Jersey. This is an in-range colt out of a Ken Workington mare, Miss Dangle's first lifetime start. Tom's Moneymaker and Charlie Myrick from the 2-hole. Charlie trains for Second Chance Stables, Ravenna, Ohio. This is a long Tom out of Mom's Moneymaker, who is by ABC Garland. 6 starts, 1 win on the year. That was 2 starts back at Berea in 210. Lil Super Tom and Chris Hirschberger from the 3-hole for trainer Wes Hirschberger. John's Racing Stable from Worcester and Wesley Hirschberger from Dundee both own this long Tom colt out of a Neely Dunmare Super Lily. 3 starts on the year. Has a 2nd and a 3rd. 2 of those starts were in the Buckeye Stallion Series. Finished 3rd in that at Bucyrus. Trotted his mile in 2-2 and 2. Had another 2nd at Northfield Park. in a 2-year-old non-winners of 1 parimutuel race and trotted that night in 2, 3, and 1. From the 4-hole, eye-catching, Darren Harvey will drive, also trains for Wayne Mass from Dundee, Callum Racing from Chagrin Falls, and Stephen Miller from Millersburg. This is a long Tom out of Howl Me In, who's by Don't You Forget It. 4 out of 6 hitting the board this year, 1 win. That was at Mansfield in 2:12 and 1. Last week at Woodsfield did trot in 2-5, coming home in 29 and 3. CS Go Tom and Eric Miller from the outside, the 5-hole for trainer D. Houghton. James Dutton from Lima, Ohio, the owner. This is a long Tom colt out of Superstar Saber mare MZ Friendly. 4 for 6 on the board, 6 starts, 1 win. That was 2:12 at Carrollton. Also has a second and 2/3. That win, as I said, that win was at Carrollton in 2:12. Let's turn it over to Kenny for the call of the last race of the day.
Slow start for the 1 Lone Ranger D. Good beginning for CS Go Tom, out looking for the lead. Tom's Moneymaker in between is Eye Catching as Lil Super Tom drops to the inside to race from 4th, and slow starting Lone Ranger D. The first time starter is last of them all. They circle the first turn and head to the backside of the course. Charlie Myrick and Tom's Moneymaker on the point. Back into second and Eye Catching. CS Go Tom is taken back into 4th after trying to leave initially, so Lil Super Tom slides into 3rd, and the trailer is Lone Ranger D. So they trot across the backstretch and trot to the opening panel. These freshman Colt and Gelding trotters are lined up single file behind Tom's Moneymaker. Opening quarter complete in 33 and 3. Second Eye Catching early on. Third is Lil Super Tom, then CS Go Tom, and the trailer of this group is Lone Ranger D. So all 4 sons of Long Tom are 1, 2, 3, and 4 as they come to the half, and it's Tom's Moneymaker who shows the way. Tom's Moneymaker. Charlie Myrick continue to pave the course. In second, Eye Catching and Darren Harvey. Underway from the back is Lone Ranger D for Manny Miller, outside of Lil Super Tom and Chris Hirschberger, and Eric Miller has CS Go Tom at the back. Lap 1 complete in 106 flat as they move into the payoff half. Tom's Moneymaker still the leader. Second at the inside for Eye Catching. Lil Super Tom pinned in there by Lone Ranger D, and CS Go Tom gets started to the outside. He'll follow Lone Ranger D as there's 5 lengths separating the field, and Charlie Myrick to reel in with Tom's Moneymaker. A winner at Berea a couple weeks ago. Tom's Moneymaker leading across the backstretch, 1.25 lengths on the outside, trying to apply pressure. Lone Ranger D locked in there as Eye Catching, no place to go, needs to shake free. Then the team of CS Go Tom outside of Lil Super Tom. 3/4 trotted in 1:38 and 4. There's less than a quarter mile to trot as they circle the upper turn. Tom's Moneymaker trying to go all the way. He's been there since the outset. Eye Catching still second. Lone Ranger D has been out a long way. A good effort for that first time starter. Locked in there, no place to go for Lil Super Tom. CS Go Tom the trailer, and out of the 2-hole comes Darren Harvey with Eye Catching, trying to reach Tom's Moneymaker. Eye Catching on the outside, splitting them as Lil Super Tom. Off stride jump Tom's Moneymaker, and it's going to be Eye Catching first. Lil Super Tom second. Tom's Moneymaker was across the line third. Time of the mile, 2:10.
So that mile in 2:10, coming last half in 4. Eye Catching, Darren Harvey, second win of the year. Does lower his lifetime mark, had a mark of 2:12 and 1 at Mansfield, and now 2:10. I'd be impressed with the first starter, Lone Ranger D. Man, he was out a long time. I thought he was, there looked for a little bit that he was just going to trot right on by, but a really nice first effort for Lone Ranger D. I believe that's Darren Harvey's first win. No taken away from the leading trainer and driver at this meet. Boy, that was Braden Rhodes and Betty Clegg. They teamed up to win a lot of races. I believe Braden had 6 wins on the day, on the week, and Betty 8 wins. 4 long toms in that race. I guess you could have bet if a long time would win. That was pretty good odds.
Stephen Miller. 2-year-old big element by Long Tom out of the Don't You Forget It mare. Howl Me In, bred by Andrew Kaufman of Ohio. Second lifetime win for Eye Catching. This will be a lifetime best. Eye Catching taking the long route back to the winner's circle. Trophy presentation by Ashbury Acres and Travis Amos.
Good job, everybody. Hey, the break was on the 2 at the finish. You had it right.
Ah, here comes the golf cart with a lot of people in it. A lot of people want to celebrate Eye Catching's win.
Once again, the winners are the 4 Eye Catching. Top Down Lone Ranger D 4th, Tom's Moneymaker 3rd, Little Super Tom 2nd, Eye Catching the winner. CS Go Tom 5th. 4, 3, 2, 1, 5. 33 and 3, 106, 138 and 4, 210 flat for Eye Catching. That concludes our harness racing festivities here at the Grand.
Well, that wraps it up for us here from the Stark County Fair. 2 great days of racing. I hope you all enjoyed it, and don't forget to be online tonight, 6 o'clock from Findlay. So from Stephen Taylor and myself, Susan Schroeder, we wish on the entire OHHA team, we wish you to have a great rest of your day. Good night.